Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into Leviathan series, a war game from OverTheWire, which is designed to sharpen and improve your Linux skills enormously. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's jump in and start hacking away through Natas. The level I'm going to do will be level 3. Yes, as you can see over here, I'm going to show you two different approaches to get this level down. Besides this, I'd like to share one problem I encountered when I did this level the first time. To be honest, I spent a bit of while to fix this problem. So without any further ado, let's head over to Kali Linux. And we can SSH to the target. Let me grab the previous command to autocomplete. Okay? So as you can see over here, I specified the current username Leviathan 2. And followed by the host name of the target machine. And also as the before level, I have to explicitly specify the port number with option of -P, okay? Because this is not default port by SSH. So in this case, this is necessary and required option. So now we can hit enter. And we are required to provide its password. No problem. We can copy it from notebook and then paste in here. Now we are in the target shell. Then we can use this shell to interact with the target machine. However, we are now at the bottom of the screen. We can press keys, Control, Shift, and L at the same time to clear the screen. Then we can get a bigger space on the window. The first command I'd like to run after I gain the shell on the target, we can use ls. And always I will use LH options altogether. A here means all, L means long list, H means human readable size format. Okay, now we can press enter. So I think without any difficulty, we can notice this file, print file, because this is highlighted in red color. And so why is in red color? Because of this bit, SUID bit. SUID bit can allow the user to get temporarily the privilege of its owner. And in this case, the current user is Leviathan 2, but the owner is Leviathan 3. So if you think we can very easily retrieve a password from, by running this print file, you will be wrong. Let me, just as the previous level, right? So let me run print file and the path of the file, which contains password for the next level. As we know, the password should be stored in this file, Leviathan and Leviathan 3. You can't have that file. So maybe there is additional layer of check. Otherwise, we can get the password very easily. So what's going on here? Maybe it would be better to create temporary directory, and we can do almost everything there, okay? And the command I'm going to run is mk temp. If you do not use any option with this command, this just create the temporary file, but I want to create directory instead. So we can use D option. Now we can press enter, and we can cd to this directory with random name. After all, OverTheWire is the public platform. We do not want this name conflicts with any other guy, right? So now we can press enter, and we can create a file like echo hello world, and for example like a test. Now we can run this not here because now we are not in the home directory. So we can use another way, wave, assign, and print file. Or you can use absolute pass. It doesn't matter. Next, we can follow by the file name, test. Boom, permission denied. Very weird, right? Actually, you know, of course, current user has permission to this file. Yeah, from the permission settings, right? So what's the problem? This is the one issue I encountered when I did this level the first time. It took me a bit while to fix it, okay? The problem is caused by the permission of this directory. You know, I didn't notice this kind of a thing very much before. So actually, you can check is directory permission. If you want to check a permission for the directory, we need to use D option. Otherwise, this ls command will list directory content, okay, under that directory. Okay, so now we can copy this path of the directory. So although, you know, the current user has full permissions to this directory, but not any other users. So this is the problem. And when the current user run this binary, will temporarily get the ownership of the, get the ownership. So in other words, would be this user. But this user doesn't have any permission to this directory. So I think this should be issue, okay? So of course, this can be fixed easily if you know the reason. We can change mode to full permissions, and we can copy. And we can use up arrow to grab this command. You see now every user has full permissions to this directory. And then if you run this print file again, test, and this time we can get the content of this file as we expected. And also you can check with another file, and this file anyone has access. Okay, so the password file, as you can see, no problem with this file. Okay, so what's going on here? We cannot print this file, but we can, we can print or retrieve other files. So what's going on here exactly? We can use one important and also very powerful tool to do kinds of reverse engineering, trace. This can intercept and record dynamic library call, which is executed by the process, and also signals received by that process. When we try to do some kinds of reverse engineering, we can use the strings, we can use the GDB, okay? But maybe today we will not get other tools, only this one, trace, and followed by the print file, and then we can try to access this file again, 3. Okay, and now the main, so this is the entry of this binary, and then we'll call or run the method access. So access will try to, access this file specified by user. And the form here means mode or read mode. And access can support read, write, and execute. However, here you can see the returned value is -1. It means it's not successful. If you change another file which has permission, for example, like a test, you can see the returned value is 0. So I think also, as you can see over here, if we can pass this method access, and then the string will be passed to the system function, and we'll run the cat command, and then the content will be printed out. Okay, so I think the major problem or the major obstacle to print the content of this file is access method. I've already opened up this page. Actually, not like unlike cat command, access function will use the real user ID in place of the effective user ID. What it means, the print file binary, when the current user is Leviathan2, run this binary print file will temporarily run as Leviathan3, or we can say the effective user ID is Leviathan3. However, the access method, unlike a cat, will use real user ID. In this case, real user ID is Leviathan2. So this is the major obstacle which should be handled, which should be solved. Okay, so how to do? We can, it's very easy. If you know the problem or if you know the major obstacle, we can create file, any file like a pass, JSON. There would be space between two words, and now you can check this file. Of course, this file, this specially crafted file, which contains space, will pass the check of the access method, because this would be string, right? And a read has read permission, and then we'll go to the system function, and this function will call cat. As you know, the cat command can concatenate multiple files. Okay, so in this case, will be interpreted as two files, pass and JSON. And the JSON, we can link this file to, for example, like the password file. Yeah, this one. Okay, so how to do? We can use command ln with option of S, this soft link. So we can create the soft link Leviathan 3 to JSON. Then if you run print file, and we can pass JSON, as you can see, we can successfully get the password for the next level. Of course, you can. Why here? No such file. You can create the file pass, and then you can also, the content of this pass file will be printed. But this doesn't matter. I think you have already got my idea. So far, I've already demonstrated the first approach to get the password. And next, I'm going to showcase another approach. As I mentioned earlier, if we can pass the check of the access method, and then the string will be put or will be passed to the system function. Sorry, my bad. And then if we put different commands like a bin, cat, and pass, and semicolon, and for example, like a bash, and this case, of course, this will be executed, and also the bash command will be executed as well. So this is I'm going to do next. So how to do? We can touch anything, for example, anything, and semicolon, and we can use another name, not a name, the bash, because this is a command which will be executed by the function system. Okay. Now, and so how to do? We can run printfile again, and anything. Okay, so now we can press enter. As here, you can ignore this error. If you do not want to see this error, you can, create the file for this file name with this file name. Okay, so I think you can notice here we have already become the user Leviathan 3. So to get the password for this user would be very easy. We can cat Leviathan 3. Okay, as you can see over here, we have already successfully retrieved passwords by 2 different approaches. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.